So last Wednesday, Trump held a rally in North Carolina, and something happened there that people are a little upset at. And even though Trump said that he disagreed with the chant and discourages people from shouting it, this asshole still isn't happy. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So I found this video done by some asshole named Brian Tyler Cohen the day after Trump held the rally that got everyone's panties in a twist. Brian does multiple videos a day complaining about literally everything Trump does, and literally nothing will ever satisfy this guy, as we're about to see. He starts out damn near every video with a clip of whatever he plans to discuss, and in this video is a clip of Trump being asked about the chant.
Yes, and Mr. President, if I may, when your supporters last night were chanting, "Send her back," why didn't you stop them? Why didn't you ask them to stop saying that?
Well, number one, I think I did. I started speaking very quickly. It really was a loud, I disagree with it, by the way, but it was quite a chant, and I felt a little bit badly about it. But I will say this, I did, and I started speaking very quickly. But it started up rather fast, as you probably noticed.
So you'll tell your supporters never to say that
Well,
again?
I would say that. I was not happy with it. I disagree with it. But again, I didn't say that. They did. But I disagree with it.
But they were echoing what you said in your first tweet, that they should go back.
Well, I don't think if you examine it, I don't think you'll find that. But I disagree with it. Anybody else?
Now we move on to Brian's video titled, "Trump Desperately Throws Supporters Under the Bus Over Rally Chant." I mean, the title alone proves that he was never going to be happy with anything Trump does. Allows people to chant something he deems as racist, orange man bad. Disavows the chant that he deems as racist, orange man bad.
For those who are unfamiliar with the phrase, this is gaslighting.
No, it's not.
Textbook, unequivocal, even lazy gaslighting.
Adding adjectives isn't going to make it any less of a bullshit statement.
Trump is making some tepid effort at rewriting history here with a slew of untrue claims about the "send her back" chant at his North Carolina rally that made national headlines.
How the hell is he trying to rewrite history? That makes literally no sense.
And while Trump was fast to throw his supporters under the bus, claiming that he disagreed with the chant.
So disagreeing with your supporters over something is throwing them under the bus? How the fuck does that even work? And how the hell is Trump supposed to disavow something you deem racist if you're just going to label it as throwing people under the bus? If you needed any more proof that nothing Trump does will satisfy those with Trump derangement syndrome, look no further.
It emanated from a tweet Trump himself posted on Twitter, demanding that 4 progressive, non-white congresswomen, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Pressley, go back to their countries.
Hang on there, you well-groomed bulbous. Let's take a look at these tweets. So interesting to see progressive Democrat congresswomen, who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe, the worst, most corrupt, and inept anywhere in the world, if they even have a functioning government at all, now loudly and viciously telling people of the United States, the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, how our government is to be run. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Then come back and show us how it's done. These places need your help badly. You can't leave fast enough. I'm sure that Nancy Pelosi would be very happy to quickly work out free travel arrangements. So Brian, I have a question. Where were AOC, Tlaib, Omar, and whoever the fourth unmemorable one is mentioned in that tweet? Where was skin color mentioned in that tweet? Anyone else notice that the left are the ones that automatically made it about the 4 brown women in Congress? Considering that there are 52 members of Congress that are immigrants or are the children of immigrants, I question who the racist ones are if you're the ones that are making it about skin color and narrowing it down to 4 brown women. Also, he never ordered them to go back to their home countries, you disingenuous greaser knockoff. He suggested that they go back and fix their countries of origin if they hate America so much, and even that wasn't a literal suggestion. It was a comparison of the United States of America, the country they live in but talk shit about on a regular basis, to the countries they either immigrated from or their parents immigrated from, because a lot of those countries are shitholes. In other words, they have it too good here to be complaining as much as they do about arbitrary bullshit. Now, that's not to say that criticizing your country is un-American or unpatriotic or whatever, but the way they complain about everyone and everything being racist, sexist, phobicist, whatever, continue to give us the impression that they hate this country. They haven't addressed actual issues. Hell, these fuck-ups have done nothing to fix the so-called concentration camps, when they're the ones that are literally supposed to fix them. I'll address this more in another video I'm working on, but my opinion on them hating America also stems from the fact that they make sure the border conditions don't change so they can lie and blame it on Trump. Damn, that was one hell of a tangent, and I almost forgot I had a video. So, we were at the tweets that Trump made.
And he's doubled and tripled down on the claim numerous times since.
So then maybe your claim that it was a racist statement aimed at brown women is nothing but bullshit words that you're putting in his mouth. Ever think of that?
To be clear, 3 of the 4 women were born in the United States. The 4th, Ilhan Omar, became an American citizen, ran for Congress, and won.
Credit where credit is due. I'm glad Omar became a citizen. That is the proper way to do things. But again, you made it about these women specifically. Trump never addressed them in that tweet.
All of them are already in their country. So when Trump claims that he disagrees with the chant, that is the definition of hypocrisy, considering he was literally the one that fed his supporters the words that they repeated.
Let's just read that tweet again. Nope, he never said send her back. So again, you're lying. Not that I expected anything less.
And then, to cap off the gaslighting, when a reporter confronted Trump, telling him his supporters were simply echoing what he said in his tweet, Trump claimed this.
Well, I don't think if you examine it, I don't think you'll find that.
And he's 100% right. I examined it twice and proved that you are the one lying about the tweet.
Okay, let's examine.
Okay, so fuck the effort I put into it.
Trump tweeted this tweet. It says, "Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came?"
It's about to get very racist in here, and it's not gonna come from Trump.
And then a few days later, an auditorium full of people who follow him on Twitter started chanting, "Send them back. Send them back. Send them back."
Does that fuckboy haircut of yours do something to your brain that makes it impossible for you to tell the truth? I think a little research into that may produce a few results.
I feel like we figured it out.
Yeah, we figured it out, alright. You're a lying jackass that twisted every word in that tweet to fit your orange man racist argument when you are the one that made it about race. That phrase has been said to people of all races, sexualities, the 2 existing genders. It's a non-discriminatory phrase. Yes, it can be used in a racist way, but that is not the case here.
Trump goes on to claim twice that he began speaking very quickly, as if to cut off or stifle the chant. Only he didn't at all.
Oh, really?
He basked in it.
Exaggeration.
Not for a second or 2 seconds or 5, for 13 seconds, allowing the chant to be repeated 8 times.
How in the ever-loving fuck did you not pull a muscle stretching that far to find that minuscule of an issue to forward your orange man bad narrative?
He only chimed in when the chant finally died down.
I don't know if you've ever been to an event like that, but when a chant starts, it's hard to shut down. You're literally grasping at whatever straws you can to call Trump the bad guy.
Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
Okay, I'll admit I'm not very good at reading body language, but Trump seems a little surprised by the chant and doesn't seem too thrilled that this is what they're saying. So taking that into consideration, I think we can believe him when he says he disagreed with the fact that these people were chanting that.
Not a shred of urgency.
Fair enough, but you're still being a disingenuous jackass by assuming that because he didn't react with the urgency you wanted him to, that he was basking in the chant. Just because he didn't yell at them to shut up the second it started being chanted doesn't mean that he agreed with it or that he's basking in it.
Entire ad breaks on Facebook and YouTube last longer than the time he waited to speak again.
So?
He waited 13 seconds while a mob of people repeated his fascist propaganda, mob mentality style, demanding that an American woman, a congresswoman, be sent out of the country, like some dystopian modern-day Nuremberg rally.
Oh, for fuck's sake, are they a fascist mob or are they supporters that got thrown under the bus? Also, they didn't repeat fascist propaganda. I'm not sure you even know what fascism actually is. You just throw it onto anything you don't like because it makes that thing sound bad. Now, I do follow some more reasonable people that believe the chant went way too far, and I understand the arguments that support that. However, in my opinion, this was nothing more than a bunch of edgy boys making an edgy statement while they were pumped at a rally. In all seriousness, Ilhan isn't going to be sent back, and if there was an actual call from someone in a position of power to literally send her back, I would speak up against it. She is an American citizen, and deporting her would be a major violation of her rights as an American citizen. And even though I think she's an absolutely disgusting waste of oxygen, I will defend her rights.
Now, in their desperation to toe the party line and defend Trump, Republicans are trying to frame this as some issue of patriotism, that Ilhan Omar was welcomed here as a refugee, and that if she wants to just criticize the United States, she can leave.
Well, it's true. When you reference the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil as, some people did something, and then you suggest mercy for recruits of a terrorist organization that directly threatened the United States, it suggests that you don't really give a shit about the country you're in. And if you don't like the country you're in, you can fuck off to somewhere you think is better. That's not a racist or fascist statement. It applies to literally anyone who dislikes the country. No one is suggesting we force these people to pack their shit and leave if they criticize the US. And again, I would stand firmly against that, as they have a First Amendment right to dislike the country and voice that opinion without fear of prosecution. But there is a case to be made that if we theoretically sent her back, she would learn to appreciate the privilege of living in the United States a little more, considering the state of the country she fled from.
And that tells you everything you need to know, because even though she's a US citizen, they still view her as an outsider here, and that as an outsider, she doesn't have the right to criticize.
Impressive. Every word in that sentence was wrong.
She has the right to criticize the country, you disingenuous fuckboy, but we have the same right to call her out on her America-hating bullshit, and we have the right to suggest that she could do with a trip back to the shithole she came from to see how good she has it over here.
Their entire argument suggests that she's not a legitimate member of society, that she should just be grateful and keep her mouth shut.
Actually, it would be the religion she follows that requires her to keep her mouth shut.
But that is the absolute antithesis of what it means to be an American, which, again, she is.
We know. We get it. How long are you going to try and debunk an argument that literally no one is making?
Our country is not defined by some obligation to blindly defer to the president or withhold criticism of our government, or by the same token, to stand for the national anthem.
Funny that, considering the left called anyone who disagreed with Obama a racist. And no, you don't have to stand for the national anthem, you have the right to sit or kneel. But that doesn't mean we can't call you a dickhead when you do so for bullshit reasons.
All of these examples are just empty, shallow displays of patriotism meant to suppress dissent.
I'll give you the point on those that view the president from their party as a god. However, fuck you for claiming that standing for the national anthem is an empty gesture of patriotism. I dare you to say that to these guys.
Our country is defined by our right to speak out and criticize our government and demand that we be better.
The only ones who have said anything to the contrary are on your side of the aisle, my dude.
Despite their constant battle cries, Republicans aren't interested in freedom so much as they just want compliance.
Shut up! You fucking idiot.
Literally every word of that sentence was bullshit. With the exception of the very few that are remaining of the religious right, Republicans don't want blind compliance. We value the freedom to criticize the government as well. And if you're so against criticism of the government, then why aren't you speaking out against those that use accusations of racism and phobias to shut down speech you don't like? Hell, not just in this video, but in an earlier video you did on this subject, you yourself tried to claim that stating you could leave if you don't like the country is a white nationalist talking point, which you and a lot of other leftists do to try and shut down certain speech. So not only are you a disingenuous liar, you're also a massive hypocrite, and I have no idea how 193K people subscribe to you.
So you might not agree with a single word that Ilhan Omar says, and that's fine, but it is her right as an American to say it.
And I, for one, will defend that right to the death, even for people I don't like.
And the fact that Trump can't accept that, the fact that his gut reaction is to expel this woman from the country, is a testament to just how unfit he is to lead a democracy.
Is the hair gel you use to make that douchebag spike in your hair affecting your ability to read or comprehend basic fucking English? Trump never said he was going to ship Omar back to Somalia, he never called her by name in that tweet, and he said in plain words that he disagreed with the send her back chant. You literally showed that at the beginning of the video, yet you're acting like he's sending the goon squad to put her in a FedEx box to ship her to Somalia on the first plane based on a tweet that you're deliberately taking out of context, and the fact that you refuse to accept that Trump may have actually disagreed with the chant. But anyway, I'm going to stop the video there because all he does is repeat himself for 30 seconds, and his arguments have already raised my blood pressure to an unhealthy level. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed what I had to say here. If you did, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, otherwise you hate America and you should leave this country. You can follow me on BitChute and Twitter at hey_dude77. I definitely encourage you to follow me on BitChute, as the future of YouTube is shady at best at this point, and I will see y'all in the next one. Catch y'all later.